Okay, everybody, here we go. I hope. Here we go. I'm having an issue here again with the internet. You guys just let me know if you can hear me and see me okay, all right? Because I really don't know what's going on. Lava's here. Thank you, everybody, for being here. Anyway, look, post market wrap up, and we have a lot to talk about here. Let's start off with let's start with this real quick. We got to follow through rally, if you want to call it that, with regard to the S&P 500 and the Nasdaq. This is what it looks like here, real quick. The Dow didn't do anything. All right, relatively flat, nothing happening. All right, whatever. Let me show you a couple of other things just real quick. The reason why the gains were muted for the U.S. markets, although for the overseas markets they were pretty nice. This is why this 10-year yield is a pain in the rear end right now. It's definitely spooking the market, and we're going to see how this plays out. I want you to keep this in mind as I speak with you because I want to show you a chart in just a little bit. Gold, silver, and crude. I know this is not making, thank you, Shannon. I know this is again not making people happy. I keep hearing from people every day. People, look, you knew this. This is not going to stop until it does. The mechanism here, the market believes a few things are going to happen. I'm going to talk more about this in a little bit. What the market thinks is going to happen here is the Fed is going to continue to keep the game risk on, pump the markets, which means, again, as you all know, cash seeks yield, meaning it's going to make its way into the freaking stock market, which is a hyper bubble beyond bubbles. The debt market, hyper bubble of hyper bubbles of hyper bubbles, is going to continue to get hyperinflated. Imagine a shock. And that means cash is going to, again, go into assets where it has no business going into. There's no reason on earth or off this earth for the stock market to be where it is right now. It's just a promise of easy money. It's what the last three presidents have done to the United States of America. No three presidents in the history of this nation have done more to serve the Federal Reserve than, again, who we talking about here? Obama, Trump, Biden, soon to be Trump again, already the slave of the Federal Reserve. Okay, and going back on a lot of his campaign promises, imagine our shock. But okay, very stock market positive what we found out. Anyway, Bitcoin, cryptos higher across the board. No surprise to anyone who follows this blog. Now let's talk. Let us talk, you and me, a little bit. So, drop something. Hold it. I'll be right back. Yeah. Here we go. This is important stuff. Important stuff. Now, here's a headline for you. Why did the overseas markets take off and why did the dollar get hit? Overseas stocks jump as Trump is now, not being so tough about tariffs. Let me read this to you. The U.S. dollar, this is... I believe this is Reuters anyway. The U.S. dollar was selling off on Monday. Stock futures extended gains on a report that President-elect Trump is weighing only targeted tariffs now instead of the universal ones that he promised during the campaign. Really? Oh, wow. Anything to pump that market, right, Amanda? Anyway, dollar slumps 1%. Okay, it didn't actually fall 1%. We ended down about 0.7, 0.6 with regard to relative strength. Now, you guys and girls are smart enough to read between the lines when you see a headline like that. So a Fed governor is warning that the stock market is susceptible to a large decline. Well, look, of course we know this is obviously the case here. There's no bearing on reality. But when I see something like this, I think to myself, okay, the Fed, and now you got Trump backing off on his tariff promise. They're going to make sure the market goes higher. Okay. I don't buy it. I think the Fed's going to buy everything in sight, including more debt. Henceforth, why I added again to my JEPQ position here today. All right, I doubled my position from the first one. I'm still just barely in the market. I'm just dabbling here. I'm just playing a little bit. Anyway, how do you like this one? You're going to love this. Central banks add 53 tons of gold to their reserves. So let us see. What are they doing? They're issuing their product to us, more and more debt. They're loading up on gold, but they're telling you that they only hold gold for tradition. And it's just a barbaric relic. Yeah, sure. That sounds about right to you. You can't make this stuff up. Now, here's something else I want you guys to pay attention to. Fed Governor Lisa Cook, or should I say Crook? Crook here, the Fed is going to tap the brakes on rate cut momentum. I'm going to call BS here. All right. We already know a campaign promise from the illustrious Trump was he promised you lower rates. He can't lower rates. He thinks you're stupid. You all know that, right, Amanda? He knows you're stupid. Sorry. I'm just goofing with you, just playing. You want to play with me? I'll play with you back. Is Amanda still here? Or is she run away? Amanda's funny. All right, we all love Amanda, right? Anyway, so you got the promise of lower rates. Trump working with the Fed to make sure the Fed keep rates low. As a matter of fact, I really believe there's a high potential for negative rates moving forward here, and that's going to skyrocket the stock market as it wrecks the economy. Amanda is still here. Where is she? Amanda, come on, I'm playing with you. Amanda's a Trump worshiper, but she comes around and she supports the channel. That's okay. She's allowed to worship wherever she wants, and that's okay. Anyway, guys and girls, so this is nonsense. Trump and the Fed are going to make sure the market goes higher by deregulating the banks, and they're talking about zero regulation. I'm running a poll here. And this is going to lead to another disaster. We see the banks here, they're foaming at the mouth. They're foaming. Foam is pouring out of their mouth, thinking about the prospect of more deregulation, which is going to happen. It's a key to the new system, the tokenized system first, the cryptocurrency capital of the world, Bitcoin, blah, 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 get everybody comfortable with it, and then the tokenized system. But the banks will never, ever be held to account. This is going to lead to another disaster area, and people are going to wonder what happened to them, especially the 19% who think that deregulation is the right thing to do. I personally think there needs to be some oversight here. Otherwise, come on. We know it's what they're going to do. You think they care about you at all? No. They're predatory as it is. Imagine if they get fully deregulated. It's an incredible thing. We're going to talk more about that in a minute. But this is nonsense. This is nonsense. The Fed's going to continue to cut because that's their goal. The goal of every central bank is to inflate. The mechanism here is very simple. Let's devalue the currency via artificially suppressed rates, wipe out the economy as fast as you possibly can as they're bridging us into the new system. And let's continue to push wealth up to the 1% and 2%ers. Now, I want you to look at something here. And I talked about the 10-year yield. I showed you that chart. Let's see if I can dig it up in this disgusting pile here. Yeah. This is what kept a cap on the U.S. markets today. But I still believe that we have a wedge here, a rising wedge, which tells me, again, the Fed's going to continue to get into this market and buy the debt. Trump's going to have the Fed fulfill his promise to obviously bring you lower rates and economic wrecking ball, but he thinks you're stupid, thinks you're too dumb to know that. What do you expect from a politician? They all think you're dumb. They don't care. They're enriching themselves. It's self-aggrandizement on you being wiped out. Now, this is interesting as well. This is J.P. Morgan. Don't listen to Greg Mannarino or even yourself anymore. J.P. Morgan says debasement trade is here to stay, and Bitcoin and gold are structural important. J.P. Morgan analyst said the debasement trade, U.S. dollar value loss, is far from a passing trend. Really? I would have never guessed that. How about you? And both gold and Bitcoin are structurally important to have in investor portfolios. Obviously, people look, man. you know you need gold and, more importantly, silver in your portfolio. You know that you should have been buying Bitcoin for a very, very long years. But again, some of you still think I'm wrong and it's going to zero, and I get it. I've been hearing that story for 1,000 years. So don't listen to me anymore. JP Morgan, do you think the super bank, one of the, JP Morgan along with Goldman Sachs, who are donating millions to Trump's inauguration, or to Trump for his inauguration, you think they're going to get any favors out of this? Or no, you are. Right, Amanda? I'm just goofing with Amanda. Where did she go? Anyway, guys, with regard to currency devaluation, this took everybody by surprise. Everyone. You ready? German inflation rises more than expected. No. And do you believe this is real? Ronix, thank you. Get help TDS. Exactly. Amanda has TDS. I don't know what to tell you. You do too, I guess. I don't know. I would, like, TDS is a real thing. Don't you love that? It's a real thing. If I say anything that's wrong, really honestly, call me out on it. What have I said that isn't true? Regard to any politician, they blasted to the point of no return, the mummy man creature Biden. And I also blasted Obama before him. But some people just can't handle it. And they use TDS as an excuse. I think it's the funniest thing in the world. Anyway, going back to this. My European friends, my German friends, I'm sorry. I understand your situation. We're in the same boat, and it's about to get monumentally worse. Currency devaluation on an epic scale. Now, going back to bank deregulations here, why bank stocks care about this Michael Barr here? Michael Barr, a vice chair of supervision, the Wall Street cop, basically, to look over what the banks are doing. Now, this guy is stepping down, obviously in an effort, because look, the regulators and people who are looking to rein in the banks, they got no shot here. Banks are going to be massively deregulated. And of course, you and I are going to pay for that. What this guy was trying to do, in case you don't know Michael Barr, is he didn't like the zero reserve system. In other words, you put cash in your bank, it's not there. You look at those digits on your screen, they're not even there. Not even the digits are there. It's all gone. These banks do not have to hold any capital reserves. No. Michael Barr was like, I don't think that's right. I think you banks should be forced to hold some capital reserve. But again, there are some that think that this shouldn't happen. Again, how irresponsible. Do we not learn anything from the recent past here? 2008, the bailout, and that's the big deal here, is these institutions realize clearly that you're going to be on the hook. Bail-ins, there's no cash there anyway. Do you understand what I'm talking about? What's going to happen moving into 2025 and beyond here is just truly an incredible thing to see, and it cannot be stopped. Understand that no matter how much you want to push back, how much you think that banks shouldn't be deregulated, you don't want to be the crypto capital of the world, you want to be the constitutional money capital of the world. You can't stop the wheels that have been put in motion. It's forget about it. I am sorry to bring that to your attention here. The fact of the matter is, we are rapidly, and this started even before the selection, being morphed into this new system. And we've all known about it. They just had to get the right guy to do it, to sell it to you. It doesn't matter anyway, man. They could have picked a farm animal. It just happens to be this guy here who has legions of followers who are willing to follow the guy to their own demise, or anybody else. Politics, it's just, it's a self-aggrandizement thing. It doesn't really help the people. How's it look for you? It didn't work. It hasn't worked. It won't work for you. The system is rigged against you. Exactly. Casey, be your own bank. Become your own central bank. I've been telling you this thing for over 10 years, man. And I think that strategy is actually absolutely perfect. Anyway, that's kind of it where I wanted to cover with you here. I think that most of you agree with my take on this. Amanda is your bank. I think I know what you're talking about, dude. I hope she's at least semi good looking. I don't know her. I'm just goofing, man. I love to goof around with people, and you guys are allowed to goof back. You're allowed. It's a big. You got to have a little fun here. You got to have a little. Where's my money, man? Anyway, Genesis, I get what you're saying here. A lot of people don't like cryptocurrency. I get it. I understand that. But it's a means to an end here. You can call it what you want. This has become a game of survival for us. It really, really has. If we don't take action, the system is, look, man, at its core, the system is designed to wipe us out. We're being wiped out. How does it look? Does it look like we have a prosperous people here? They can't get by right now. And the mechanism of inflating debt, the last three presidents, this is what I'm telling you, they're responsible for the boat that we're in right now. It isn't the fault of the current creature behind the resolute desk. It won't even be the fault of, it wasn't even Trump's fault last time or Obama or Trump's next time where we're going to go. We're going right down the toilet. Ain't their fault. They're puppets. They have no say-so in anything. They're told what to say. Why do you think every president, every prospective president goes to Wall Street first behind closed doors? No minutes, no notes, no photographs, zero before they go to you. That's what they all do. I find this revolting. Honestly, I can't imagine how we can have we don't have a free society in any way, shape, or form. We have to perform. We have to, we're like little puppets to them. We they feed us the crap, and we gotta, respond accordingly here. They're not done with us at all. We're being systematically destroyed across the board, around the world. And it's unfortunately, this is where we're going. And we're forced to do things that we don't want to do. Maybe take risk in this market that we don't want to do here, but we have to do it to try to at least stay ahead of the curve. And we've been on it, you and me. We've been on this for so long. It's not even funny. I think, honestly, nobody's been more ahead of the curve than we are. And it is all about perception here. I can't read it because it's going too fast. Tin foil hat plumber. I love that one. Oh, that's a good one. Look, man, whatever they can convince people of, that. It's not what's real. You know that, obviously. It's what they can convince you is real. Again, it's the same situation. Point to something that either exists in reality or doesn't even exist. Make you afraid of it. Then they convince you that whoever it might be is the person. I'm going to fix it for you. And then they got you. It's a psyop. You're just done at that point. You can't think for yourself. It's an unfortunate thing. It really, really is. But it's the game. It's politics. And the people never win. It's an economy. Freaky Loretta, absolutely. Kind of. Look, man, we're on the same page, all of us here. It's just not going to stop, unfortunately. And we're not going to stop. We're not going to stop what we've been doing, honestly. You got it. Look, let these central banks, they're loading up on gold. I want you to think about this. And please look this up for yourself if you don't believe me. It should make sense what I'm about to say. The number one issuers and obviously buyers of debt are central banks. Meanwhile, these institutions are loading up on gold. I would imagine they have silver as well. I mean, they're loading up on gold. And what I've been telling you guys and girls since literally day one is, well, do what they do. Bet against this. They're betting against their own system. Think about what I'm saying. They're betting against their own system by holding gold, but they don't want you holding it. They want you in cryptocurrency right now. That's because, again, look, it's astonishing to see the way things are playing out here. Really exactly what we said. There are more and more nations talking about adding Bitcoin to their strategic reserves. Here you got banks here with this spare change program. A lot of them, you got to look, you got a few spare changes, make your deposit. Oh, Mr. So-and-so, you got 14 cents here. Would you like to buy 14? Would you like to invest that 14 cents in Bitcoin? What do you mean? I could buy 14 cents worth of Bitcoin? Well, why not? It's only 14 cents. They got everyone doing it. They're going to have everyone doing it. Mark my words on what I'm telling you, because it's already happening now. This is how they're going to make you comfortable with it. I know a lot of you don't want anything to do with it, but I'd be willing to bet that even those of you that don't want anything to do with it, they're going to get you. They're going to tell you, hey, you know what? You got 9 cents here. You just deposited this check of $100. You got $100.09. 9 cents don't buy nothing. So would you like to take that 9 cents and maybe put it into some Bitcoin, because it's going to be added to the strategic reserves? Ask our illustrious new president. China's going to be doing it. Russia's going to be doing it. Japan. I mean, other nations are already doing it. Come on, man. I fixed my camera. What's wrong with it? You don't like my camera? Anyway, come on, guys. You know what they're going to do. It's crazy. It's crazy. Anyway, I'd be willing to bet that a lot of people are going to do it, and it's going to create a lot of demand. And it's just the bottom line is really is to get people to accept it, as they bridge us into the new system. We haven't seen anything yet, but you know this because we've been talking about it over and over and over and over and over and over again here. People right now are struggling. The middle class is going to continue to struggle moving forward. Even with less tariffs, Trump is backing off on this again. He had a little sit down. He had a talking to, hey, listen, this may hurt the stock market a little bit. Maybe you don't want to be so aggressive with those tariffs, Oh, don't worry. I was just saying that during the campaign because I wanted everyone to think of how tough I am. Whatever, that's just the way it is, unfortunately. It's not just him. They all do it. They all tell you this and, and then they do something else. It's just the way it is, man. Room is full of bong smoke? Not this room. I have incense burning here, by the way. Do you see smoke in here? I like to burn incense. Anyway, it's about information. How handsome I am. Well, thank you, Joe. I appreciate that. I can't see you, but I'm sure you're a handsome dude too. Fuck. Corvette? No, I don't have a Corvette. I got a Dodge Challenger 1320 and I got a Copo Camaro. Anyway, guys and girls, yes, man, trying to create that Zen environment around here, robbing the hood. Excuse me. Is there anything you guys and girls want to talk about before we get out of here? JEPQ, yes. I'm just dabbling here. I may be wrong. I want you guys and girls, look, I tell you what I'm doing, and I've been telling you again. You got to be very careful here. All right. And I'm just throwing a little play money into this market. Essentially, look, man, I'm really out of this market still. I have a few dollars in the market right now. Relatively small amount to me. Okay. I'm just playing. That's all I'm doing here. And that's all I'm doing. All right. You guys and girls, I get it. I talk to you all the time and I chat with a few of you on my Substack. It's not nice. The setup is terrible here. We have a potential for a meltdown in the debt market at any moment, but it's going to be a time of their choosing. Again, this is no accident. No comedy of errors here. This is deliberate. Everything that's happening now is deliberate. Everything is going according to the plan of central banks collectively run this entire world. It's really the truth. Now, with that, there's always, look, when people are in the market, there's risk. There's risk here. Whether you do something or do nothing, there's risk. You understand? And even just getting up every day and walking, driving your car, taking a bus, riding your bicycle to your job, there's risk involved in that too. And all you're doing is working for the privilege to borrow more cash into existence. Federal Reserve notes, soon to be some other form of mode of transaction. You understand? This is what they're doing. This is where we're at. That's crazy. Your dog is at risk? Yeah, my dog too. I brought Vega to the eye doctor this morning. That's why I didn't do my video, as most of you know. She's doing really well. She's an old dog. She's 16. Um, anyway, man. But she's doing okay. Doctor said she's going to be on medicine for the rest of her life, however long that may be. But we're okay with that thing. Dodge Challenger 1320, 392. That's right. That's absolutely correct. 485 horse. But I tweaked it a little bit. I changed the throttle body. It comes with the same throttle body as the smaller motor, which I didn't like. So I swapped out the throttle body, full bolts, and I put in a cold air system, and it has a built-in dyno, 515 horsepower just by swapping out the throttle body and putting in the cold air system. I think that's impressive. And I'm going to run that car Saturday at the street drags over here at Bradenton. And Thursday, I'm going to be running the Copo. So maybe I'll see some of you. I'm not talking about Farcoin. I am not talking about it. No. 57. That's the 57 less there, back there. Yes. I wish I was driving 200 miles per hour. I think my fastest quarter mile speed in the Copo is 168. But we'll see. Top 3 cryptos. Wow, that's a good question. I'm going to just tell you my largest holdings. My largest holding right now is Bitcoin by far. I recently bought XRP as a third. Though it's a tough one, man. I own a bunch of them. I listed them just the other day on my Substack. If you're interested in knowing specifically what cryptocurrencies I do own, I did put that out in my newsletter like a week or two ago. You guys and girls who don't subscribe to my newsletter, please do so. It's really free. Ethereum is another one. I think it would be in my top few as well. So that's kind of where we're at with this stuff here. I do not own Farcoin. You can't make this stuff up. Anyway, guys and girls, before we split out here and we go too long, Happy New Year to you. I'm tuning the call myself, Mike, and I'm doing a pretty darn good job of it so far. We'll see. I do not own Solana. I do not own it. Turd coins. Dash, yes, I know it's Dash is. I don't know why. Maybe you guys and girls can tell me why Dash is getting attention. I was an early investor in Dash. I got in much higher than it is right now. I believe there's still a great potential for Dash. If you're still in it, hold on to it. I don't know why. If maybe one of you guys and girls could tell me why it's getting attention as of late, I really don't even know. Anyway, guys and girls, before we get out of here, are we kind of done? No, my Dodge Challenger 1320 is white. The B5 blue is a smoking color, by the way. You're absolutely right. I love B5 blue. It's definitely one of my favorite colors here. All right, guys and girls, we kind of got this down. Look, just real quick, don't listen to Greg or even yourself anymore. They're telling you what's going to happen here. We already know this. It's like this bothers me. I'll tell you why this bothers me, because they think we're stupid. Do we not understand, you and I, clearly that we are going to see central banks around the world continue to pressure the economy? How do they do that? By killing the purchasing power of the currency. They do this by artificially suppressing rates. Henceforth, why Trump promised you those lower rates. He thinks you're too dumb. It's just astonishing, really. I can't stand this kind of stuff when they have politicians that, to your face, tell you you're stupid in a roundabout way. That bothers me, because I know I'm not stupid. I know Amanda's not stupid. I don't know where she went. And I know you guys and girls aren't stupid. When you have a politician telling you so, and then they tell you things they can't even possibly do. They have no control over rates. Presidents have no control. Though Trump said he did want some control over rates, he did say he thought the Fed should remain independent, which I was a little surprised about. But he did say that he thought that a president should have some say-so in what the Fed does. And again, had that been the truth during his last tenure, we would have had negative rates. And it wouldn't have been too pretty for us. And I think it's coming. I think the setup is very simple. We're going to get, obviously, an economy that's going to be hit harder as they bridge us into the new system. Unfortunately, it's not going to stop. Thank you, Mr. Fanalicious. I appreciate that too. Negative MRI. We'll see, man. We'll see. Exactly. The best way to destroy capitalism is to destroy the currency. It's so true. People don't understand. It's an amazing thing, honestly. Imagine if a politician, any one of them, had the guts to tell you that there are only two fundamental truths in economics and finance. Two and two only. But you see, they'll not, no politician will tell you, no central banker is going to tell you, but there are only two. Two. Again, and I'm just going to tell you, to have a strong economy, you have to have a strong currency. Does that just ring true to you? What sounds better? To have a strong economy, you need a weak currency. Does that even sound right? Of course it doesn't, because it's not. And to have a strong currency, you need a corresponding rate of interest high enough to support the purchasing power of the currency. So when you hear a president, when you hear a central banker say, hey, we're going to cut rates on you, they're telling you that you're dog poo, and they don't care about you at all because they're going to suck your purchasing power out. They tell you to your face. They tell you right to your face. But this is TDS, right, Amanda? What am I saying that's wrong? Where did Amanda go? Amanda got scared and she ran away. Poor Amanda. Love you guys. Thank you. Thank you for listening to me. And we play around. We're allowed. You guys are allowed to play around with me, and we'll do the. We got to have some fun here, man. We got to have some freaking fun. She left with your money, dude. Go get that. That she owes you, and I know what she owes you for too. Love you guys and girls. All right, look, I'll see you tomorrow morning. For my pre-market, okay? We got this down. All right, let them again. They're going to continue to play their games, and we're going to play ours as well. Because we're better at it, and we know what they're going to do. It's just too much. All right, guys and girls, I will see all of you in the morning. With that, please take care of yourselves and of course each other. All right, that's all. I'm out of here.